Welcome to episode 405 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton, and as always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
Good morning, once again.
I'm excited about being in the 400s. They feel good when I say it.
Does it?
Yeah, 405. That hits hard.
That's a high number.
It's a real high number when you realize we come out weekly.
Yeah, I think it speaks volumes on you, on us, because this is the only thing I think we probably ever showed this level of commitment to.
Mostly, yeah. As far as like extracurricular,
yeah, I'm not talking like my marriage or anything like
yeah.
that.
Like I've had pets last longer than that, but like yeah. So things that we don't have to do, besides like just playing games or something like that. But on a regular schedule, things we have. I mean, it trumps anything. Yes, that I've ever done. Can you say that anymore? Do you say trumps anymore?
I never said trumps to begin with, unless I was playing either spades or euchre.
Can you even use that anymore, though?
I suppose you can. I don't see why not.
What's euchre? Can we rewind to what's euchre?
Euchre is a card game similar to spades, only your bowers are set, and you only have 5 cards.
I've never heard of euchre in my life.
It's a northern thing.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Producer Gerald hadn't heard of it either, so now I feel...
Let us know if any of you have heard of of euchre out there.
You're barely from the north, Gerald. You're basically from the south.
You're from Pennsylvania. That's not the north. Jeez.
I think there's an episode about this. If you rewind. I think we've already done this episode, but yeah, you could probably even find an episode where you said euchre before, and I was like, what is that?
It's possible. Yeah, it's spelled, you want me to tell you how to spell it? Nope, not like that. There it is. That's how you spell it.
I can't even see that. It's tiny. How you spell it?
Euchre.
Not how I would have spelled it.
It is East. Well, I believe its origination is Eastern Europe, perhaps Germany.
I also would not pronounce that correctly if I just saw it written.
Yes, it's euchre.
Well, good. I don't play a lot of card games.
I don't play a lot of card games either, but I do play euchre because euchre parties are a big thing up here.
Oh, is that so? That's like a bridge or whatever down here. People get together and play bridge a lot.
Yes. I guess you could say that.
Old people.
Well, no, it's not old people here. It's everybody. Everybody plays euchre.
My parents growing up, my mom and stepdad used to play spades. They had a group of spades friends.
We used to play euchre in study hall in school.
Oh, yeah. It was... What you guys didn't hear there was Gerald proving a point that doesn't prove anything, but it made him feel better. So I do kind of appreciate it.
Gerald,
I do kind of appreciate it.
Gerald decided to prove a point because its origins are the early German settlers of Pennsylvania, and which really doesn't. He thinks he made some sort of like ha moment, but he doesn't know what fucking euchre is, and he's from Pennsylvania.
Let me tell you what I think happened is Gerald's family started euchre. And I think the Wikipedia there is evidence.
Gerald's family did not start euchre.
Gerald, find out if your family knows what euchre is.
Yes.
If they do, they started it.
No, it's not how that works at all.
I think that's yeah, it came from his hometown.
No, okay, Pennsylvania's a state. I'll start there.
It came from his birthplace.
I can't do this right now, okay? I deal with stupid people all week. I can't do it early on a Sunday morning with my friends.
While I'm thinking about it, I have to tell a story that I meant to tell a month ago that I talked about forever on the stream that I was going to tell and never told.
Oh my.
So like a month ago, I had the worst experience I've ever had playing video games. In that we streamed, everything was fine. I woke up the next day, I turned on my PlayStation, and it said that so I woke up to an email that said I had successfully changed my email address on my PlayStation account while I was sleeping. So that didn't feel good. So I turned on my PlayStation, and I was logged out of the PlayStation network and not able to log back in.
I think you did talk about this, didn't you?
To you.
Or was it just to me?
No. Yeah, I think it was just to you.
Right. Oh.
I'm pretty sure. Someone messaged me and said I didn't talk about it.
Oh.
I think I teased last week I was going to talk about it.
I think maybe something, yeah.
If I did tell it, you guys can listen again.
Yeah. Okay.
7 years. You're lucky we even still show up.
I don't
8
want
years.
to,
I don't even know how long it's been.
I don't want to listen again, but go ahead.
And so
this isn't for me.
Yeah, and so it's for Gerald, the founder of Euchre. And so
though.
I knew that things were bad already when I couldn't get into my account. So I go online to Sony, and Sony's like, "Oh, you just have to use this Sony bot, this PlayStation bot, this robot texter that'll fix it for you."
Oh, the two-step verification?
No, it's like you type, you're like, "What's your problem?" and you click on the option, and then you type in an answer, and it's like, "Oh, I don't understand that."
Like those little chat windows that pop up when you're looking at cars on the car dealership. Hi.
Just like that. But you're like, "Hey, someone hacked my account." And they're like, "I don't understand. You want to buy a DualShock?" And you're like, "No, my account's hacked." And they're like, "Cool, pre-order Miles Morales." You're like, "My account's all the way hacked." And so finally it sends me to a human, so I have to call in. And they're like, "Wait times are pretty bad, so we'll just call you back." We wait. This nice gentleman calls me back. I'm like, "Hey, my life is ruined. I'm hoping you can fix it." Because I don't think I've ever had depression, but it was starting to seep in, I feel like.
Okay.
Like, I was going downhill fast because that's important to me. As silly as it sounds, it's important to me. And so he's like, "Oh, I see where you changed it last night." I'm like, "Well, I see, but I didn't change it, though, because I was in bed. And that's why I'm calling you." And he's like, "Can you confirm 87,000 things about the account?" So he goes through this list of, what was the last purchase you made? What were the last 3 purchases you made? Can you list 10 things you've purchased, since blah, blah, blah? What was the city and state that you signed up for your first PlayStation account in? What was the city and state that you signed into your PS4 for the first time in? I mean, it's like crazy stuff. Then he puts me on hold. Then he comes back, asks more questions. Then he puts me on hold again. Then he comes back and was like, "Do you have access to the email on the account?" I'm like, "Well, no, that's how we started the phone call, because that was changed." He's like, "So the reason you're calling is because you don't have access to the email." I'm like, No. I mean, yes, but no. I don't have access because someone took it.
Right.
I'm not an idiot and forgot my email login. So we go through the whole thing again. He puts me back on hold. Finally, he comes back. He's like, "All right, good news. I do see that they got in there. I switched it back to your other one. Please go in, set everything up. Change your password immediately. Turn your 2-step verification back on, and do all that stuff." I'm like, "Okay, can you see if anything was changed?" He was like, "No, everything else is good. The only thing that was accessed was your email and your security questions and your password. What they do is they take all these things and then they sell them off on a list, so you're fine." And of course, he lets me know that Sony is the most secure network out there, and clearly this is from a data breach from another company, and you shouldn't reuse passwords. Hard for me to argue with, because I did use the same password for like everything. Different variations on it. I know that's wrong, but I'm lazy.
I hear you.
So everything's great, right? Go home, can't wait, sign in, everything's perfect. Then I realize my username, my PlayStation Network name, has been changed. I am now LIE-P2. That is forever my name. And then I'm devastated. I didn't even play that night. I was so upset.
You didn't have to change
it?
On there. You changed it, right?
I go back on with the robot, and I'm like, "Hey, my name's fucked up." And they're like, "Cool, what do you want to do?" And I'm like, "Put it back." They're like, "Cool, you got to call in." So I call in. They're closed for the night. So the next day, I get on chat, and it transfers me to a live person instead of calling in. I tell that person what happened, and they finally understand where I'm at emotionally. And that person was fantastic. So I don't remember their name. I did take their survey, but shout out to that guy who being like, "Wow, that sucks. Let me get you squared away." He reset my name. He refunded the name change so that if I ever do change again, it's free.
Okay.
They had also deleted all of my friends list, everything on my network, basically.
Right.
They're not able to fix that. So maybe I did tell the story on here.
I think you did.
No, Gerald
says no.
Okay, yeah, so then I didn't tell it on here. Unless I told it the week you were gone. Yeah, so all my friends got deleted. So if you were a friend and you're not now, that's why I either sent you a new one or you should send me one, because I don't know who I was friends with.
I remember being super confused when I got a friend request from you. I was like, huh.
What I like is that some people they just accepted it and didn't even question as of what had happened. Like almost everybody. Only person that asked me what happened was Patman. Friend of the show, Patman, said, "Did you delete me by accident?" And I said, "Long, fucked up story, but no." And he said, "Cool, I'll add you back." Yeah, it's nice. I
just accept it.
Yeah. Yeah. Gerald thought I was doing something way more
in depth, and way more in depth for streaming than you actually were. Now, I'll be honest. I thought the same thing Gerald did.
I was just doing something.
Yeah, that you had finally, after all this time, shown some ambition. I know I never will, so it was nice to see you doing it. But
I mean,
that was a false thing.
I mean, sorta. I mean, I've been, that was the heyday of my streaming time.
Yeah.
Which I've taken a little time off for streaming for purposes I'll explain some other time. But I just was really let down by that whole process, and now I feel like my account has been tainted. Even now.
I get that.
Someone had their filthy hands on it.
I can see that. You feel just a touch violated. Like if someone were to break into your home and, like, even if they just break into your home and they take, a vase that you hate. That's the only thing they took. Your house still got broken into.
Yeah, that's how I know that it's silly because it's video games, but I felt like they touched something that was mine that I didn't tell them they could touch.
Right. No, I get that. I do it. I do get it. I do.
Yeah. And they're like, it's like your name's never been changed. I'm like, but it was changed. So anything that breaks potentially is broken now on mine.
Mm-hmm.
They can't control Z. Like, it was changed. They just changed it back.
Right.
But it's forever have been changed. I don't know. It just the whole thing made me uncomfortable. But now at any point I can revert to Lie-P2 for free now.
Awesome.
I hate everything about the way that went down. I'm getting better. I'm getting over it. It's been a while, but I still
Oh yeah, it's gonna take time.
If I think about it, I get super bothered by it.
It'll take time.
Yeah,
it will.
Nothing like that has ever happened to me before.
First time for everything, man.
Yeah. So here's the silver lining. Good luck getting into any of my passwords now.
Oh yeah?
They're all unique. They've all been updated. And I let my phone choose them all, and they're all insane.
Oh, you just use a random password generator?
The iPhone will do it for you. So if I just go to change password, it's like, hey, here's an extra strong one. You want us to store that with your facial ID? And I'm like, yeah. So now I have to be like, Siri, what is my password for this? Because I don't know them anymore. And she shows them to me. And I'm like, no one's ever going to get that because I'm having to look at it and then type a letter and look at it and type a letter. But and then this is my fault for not ever caring, but the iPhone will show you like which of your passwords have been involved in data breaches and which of your passwords aren't good, any sites that they're repeated on.
Yeah, mine does. Android does that too.
And we'll also set your passwords for you. So I fixed everything because of it. So all in all, I was good. And I had some stuff that two-step verification wasn't turned on. So I went and toggled all those on as well.
I have two-step verification turned on everything.
I did not. Though I did on PlayStation. And I couldn't really be told why I didn't get anything. I think they did it from a desktop, not from a... they updated everything. My security questions, all of it.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense, though, because you still have to... Even if you do
when I do something from a desktop, it sends me the alerts.
It sends you an alert that...
still have to type it in.
And you have to type in the code.
I know. All I can tell you, per Sony, is that they have the most secure network. And that nothing was compromised on their end.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that was a very traumatic experience that happened. If it happened to you, I'm sorry. I don't want to hear about it because I'll get anxiety. Just knowing about mine was enough.
Yep.
But hopefully you guys never deal with that. Please update your passwords and please make sure your two-step is on, even though it may or may not matter.
At least for Sony.
No, they're the most secure network all in the world.
Okay. That's obvious. Yeah.
Well, you're not too secure, but we'll have that conversation at a different time.
I feel like we had a version of this conversation before the show. Like, you can make that statement, but all evidence appears to the contrary.
Since we're on the phone because it was hacked, I'm going to go with not the most secure, but right now I just need your assistance. We'll split hairs on the back end. But yeah, so that happened. I will briefly, because I just rambled forever, I'll briefly tell you I played some Rocket League. We've been back into that with the new Rocket Pass.
Mm-hmm.
I played some Fall Guys. Season 2 is fun. I finally won. I was really struggling. I did not stream, but you can find it on friend of the show, twitch.tv/epicdirtdobber. He was streaming when I won. And actually, friend of the show, Matt, was in the chat when it happened too, talking hot shit to me.
Oh, on Fall Guys?
So it felt good. He said, I'm going to go to bed after Ryan fails. And then what did I do? I went to victory.
So he had to stay up.
Yeah. It was the night that you guys had played, which I think you're about to talk about. I was just going to say,
I feel like that happened. I'll go through my week because my week is quite a bit different than your week. I did nothing this week except for play new stuff. I downloaded Need for Speed Payback. Don't usually like racing games, but I'm like, it's free.
Price is right.
So why not? And I'm really into that game. I am super surprised.
When you text me that, I was also super surprised.
I am really into that game. Like I said, I'm not usually a racing guy, but the story is interesting. The car customization and such, the way they're doing it is, it's simple, but fun. It's really hard to explain. It's because what's the last one they did? Need for Speed.
I don't know. I feel like they make them all the time.
It wasn't Payback's from like 2017. So I tried the most
Heat.
The most recent one that they had, and I hated it. I played the first mission. I was like, oh, I hate this. But this one's actually a lot of fun.
They're remaking one too.
Underground?
They're remaking a different. Underground might have been the one that they just did. I don't know. I can't keep up with that franchise.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of them. Heat?
Heat. Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, that's the one I tried. And horrible. Didn't like it. But Payback's really good. I know we talked about it a few weeks ago, and I had a coupon I had a gift card and a coupon, so I'm like, cool, I'm going to pick up G.I. Joe. And that game is no Payback. I can tell you that.
That would hurt my heart a little bit when you said that, because I thought that game was going to be good.
I just played the tutorial in the first level. I can see how it might be fun with a friend if you're playing who is into G.I. Joe or knows G.I. Joe, likes G.I. Joe. But that is not amazing. It seems like the story's going to be really good, but the actual gameplay is just very meh. Now, I also haven't gotten to a point where I've been able to level anything up, if you can even do that or any of that. I don't even know how all that works. So,
well, if you're that person who has it, you slide up in Dan's DMs.
Maybe we'll play. I'll play it. I can't see myself having, $20 worth of fun out of it, because that's what I ended up getting it for, or $25, whatever it was. So I can see myself having that. I didn't get into any of the multiplayer. That might be better too. I haven't tried that either. Again, I think I would want to do that with friends.
It doesn't look great. We're watching a video of it now. It doesn't look great, but it doesn't look bad.
Yeah, and I may be, because I'm not sure I was in the mood to play it that night.
Yeah.
Because I had played Payback the night before, and I was like, I kind of want to play Payback, but I just got G.I. Joe, so I'm going to play G.I. Joe. And then I'm like, okay, maybe I really wanted to play Payback. I don't
Yeah, it doesn't look. I guess what I'm trying to say is it doesn't look like a game that I could just look at like that's bad.
Yeah, I may be judging it too harshly just based on my one mission that I played. So I should probably give it another shot and before I talk too much garbage about it, I suppose.
It doesn't look like it doesn't look like a 10 out of 10, but it doesn't look unplayable or terrible or anything.
So I do think it's going to be a lot more fun if I can find a friend to play with. But that was not the highlight of my week. Neither of those games were the highlight of my week. The highlight of my week was Ghost of Tsushima Legends. That released on Friday. That's the free DLC that provides multiplayer. Mm-hmm, and a friend of the show, Matt, and myself completed the story mission on Bronze. We played for 5 hours straight, just the two of us.
Which is crazy.
Which is basically unheard of for both of us.
The fact that he played multiplayer for 5 hours and that you played for 5 hours.
Right. But it was just, the story mode is 2-player co-op. And we played through that mode, and let me tell you something. Sucker Punch, you motherfuckers, man, you got my heart, man. These guys did it right with this DLC. This DLC is amazing. It is such a perfect extension of the game itself. This could easily be a $20 or $30 downloadable content. And instead, they're giving it away. Which is huge. It's so good. Last night, I played some of the Horde mode, the survival mode, just with some strangers. And had a blast, man. I mean, it's what you need to do to survive is very intuitive. The way the HUD handles things, you don't have to chat in order to see what's going on to form some sort of strategy against the hordes. Just how intuitive it is so amazing. And it's just, God, Matt and I had such a good time. I would love to find 3 other people to play this with for the survival mode. I'm going
to eventually end up getting it.
Yeah. Oh, it's good, man.
Yeah, I'm going to eventually. I'm thinking, I was talking about Matt with this. I think I can find it relatively cheap on Black Friday.
Ghost of Tsushima?
Yeah.
Well, and the good thing is if once you have the game, you can just download that DLC for free. And there's a tutorial for it that you don't necessarily need to have played the game for. It basically just re-goes over how to play the single-player game.
Yeah.
It just adds in the special touches for each of the different classes.
Yeah, I think realistically, I'll be able to get that game for half off.
For $30?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
And I think that I'll probably end up getting it. It was on sale in the store, but I do want the physical.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I think I'll get it.
And again, it's just everything about the leveling up and the gear and all that. It's simple, but effective. And it's not oversimplified. There's still thought that goes into it, into your different perks, into your techniques, that kind of thing. But the way you just move around the whole UI and all that is so simple. The idea is so simple. They're also going to be releasing, I guess, what they're calling a raid for it, which is going to be interesting. I'm kind of excited for that. What's cool about the tutorial is, like when Matt and I played, we both finished the game. We both platinumed the game. And you can play that game. There's no like trophies or anything based on difficulty or anything. So you can play it on baby mode if you want to.
Yeah.
You can play that. But when you start out playing the story missions, it makes you play on the easiest level.
In the Legends update.
In the Legends. Yeah. Not in the single player game, but in the multiplayer aspect. When you're playing the 2-player co-op story mode, it makes you, when you first start that story, it makes you play on the easiest level. Then after that, then you unlock the next tier. You can play through that. Then you unlock the next level. So you can't just jump right into hard and get your ass beat and be like, oh, fuck this game. Because the thought is, like Matt said when we were discussing it, he's like, I don't know why they're making us play on baby mode. We both finished the game, and I said, yeah, but you could play it on baby mode. I played it on baby mode, so.
Yeah. So you're not necessarily, your skill sets are not necessarily at the same point.
Right. But now they were. Once you know the skills, you know the skills, and you know what you're doing. And we actually played very well together. But man, there's nothing cooler than that going in for a double assassination or headshotting somebody with a bow who's about to take out your buddy. Man, there's just some moments in that game that are so cool. If you have Ghost of Tsushima, pick it up. It's especially if you finished the game and want to get back into that world. And the Legends update is fucking amazing. I spent the 5 hours last night. I spent 2.5 hours in the survival modes last night. All with strangers, which I don't usually do. But man, it was a good time. Man, it's fun. Just if you have the game, pick it up. That's all I can say.
It's free. No reason not to.
It's free. There's no reason not to. You get to open up some new stuff, customize your character. Man, so good. I want to play it right now. I want to stop playing this podcast. I want to stop this podcast and play it right now.
Stop playing this podcast. Oh, well, let's jump into the news to keep things rolling. Remember, the show comes out every Monday, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time on podcast services around the world. If it's somewhere that it's supposed to be and it's not, let us know. Podcast at Gamestitch.com and we'll get it there. And we're going to do the news. Some of these stories are a little old because of the timing. Some of them are a little new because of the timing. But we're going to go through everything. So
it all does come down to the timing.
Yeah, finally, weeks before the launch, PlayStation has shown off the UI. And I will say, a lot of critics were kind of saying that they weren't showing off the UI, which is a bad sign. But I will say, after watching the video they put up, I was pleasantly surprised with the UI.
It is what it is. I mean, that's never been my huge selling point. It's more about whichever UI you prefer and which one you're able to get used to. I know you had trouble getting used to Microsoft's UI. Yeah,
which we're not going to talk about that, but it appears because you can just fully talk about the Xbox now. And they're in the wild. Their UI is mostly unchanged.
Yep,
so
theirs is pretty much the same.
Yeah, if you like that, you're going to be very happy, I think. So the first thing, they loaded up a demonstration. It is a pre-recorded video with voiceover, but it basically looks different, but the same idea. When you log in, you have to hit the PlayStation button on the controller when you turn it on, and then from there they go in the demonstration. They load up from rest mode and go straight into Sackboy: A Big Adventure.
Yep.
So the first thing that is noticeable is that the control center, which is what they call it now, is located on the bottom of the screen.
Works basically like a taskbar.
Yep. So you'll tap the PS button once on your DualSense, and that pulls it up. A lot like the cross media bar, but way more elegant.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of that's probably aided by the way the hard drive works.
Yep. More than likely.
But you're dead on. It resembles a taskbar. It gives you access to things like audio levels, power control, controller battery level, your microphone, your notifications without having to exit the game. You can also check download statuses in this way. And it seems like everything Sony is talking about is designed to keep you in the action as well.
Yes.
So you have the command center, which is what they're calling their interface now. They also have PS5 in-game help. If you are a PlayStation Plus member, you'll have to go in-game help. You can get in-game help officially from the game as long as it supports it. You click on the task you're trying to do from the little Game Center thing that pops out over there. They don't call it that because that's an Apple thing, and there's a video or there's a written walkthrough. This is neat but very odd. I think it's something you can count on Sony games having for sure. I think some third parties will dabble with this. I don't know if they'll keep it up.
Yeah, I don't know that that's going to be... Yeah, I definitely feel the same way. PlayStation games will definitely have this feature.
It's cool. In Sackboy, they pull up the task, they pull up the help, and they have them side by side in a picture-in-picture mode. While they're playing, they're also watching in real time. Yep. I think that's super cool.
That is.
For people who like to play and don't like to feel defeated...
It's perfect. I agree.
Yeah, there's times where, even as somebody, I've been playing a long time, there's times where I get stuck in games, and right now what I do is bang my head against the wall for an hour and then Google it.
Yeah, see, I go straight to the Google.
See, I don't, and I think with it being on the system, I'll feel less dirty about clicking on it than I do, like, I feel like I lost when I have to Google something.
Yeah, I don't have that feeling at all.
One of the other major features that is changing is how the party system works. So the party system will be something much more akin to like a Discord server, in the way that your chat works, is you'll be able to share everything, videos, images, as well as talk. You'll also be able to, this is super bizarre to me, you'll be able to stream your buddies playing picture-in-picture while you're playing. So it's sort of neat, it's sort of not neat. I can't tell you how many times we've been playing different games and somebody's like, oh, I wish you could have just watched me do whatever it is I do, or I wish you could see this.
Mm-hmm.
It does give you the ability to now be playing a Sackboy Big Adventure and also watching you play Ghosts at the same time, which is like sensory overload.
Yeah, I think that's unnecessary. I think that's more for example, you and Marshall 205, Epic Dirt Gobber, whichever, both playing Rocket League and streaming it. That might be when it's a thing to be used. I don't know about the other games. Like, you're playing Sackboy and he's playing Miles Morales, and I don't know that makes sense.
It's bizarre. I think it's neat for you to say, like, hey, let me show you this, and I jump in and I kind of keep mine running on the side, but, I would much rather just, like, stop what I'm doing.
Right.
No, watch you do it. And
that's more my style, back. More my speed, too.
They also showed, like, this chapter select deal, where you can actually see the chapter, and some of the coolest features I thought in the UI is it'll show you, like, what percentage you are through that. And it also gives you an estimated time, which I'm sure won't be fully accurate, but just the idea that it can do that, I think, is really neat. Because what that does, it lets you hit that menu real quick and go, I'm kind of tired, but I want to finish. Oh, I'm 98% through. It says I only have 12 minutes left. Let me bang through that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's super cool.
Yeah, that's neat. It's kind of useful to know how much time you have left.
Yeah, as long as that's, and again, it can't be fully accurate because it doesn't know how I play the game. I'm sure that's going to be crowdsourced and that they're going to collect data from everybody and average it out.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But
yeah, I mean, overall the UI is, it's
clean.
It's clean. It's nice. It vibes with the futuristic idea of what the PlayStation 5 actually looks like. On a personal level, the UI is never really a make or break thing. It's not really a thing I even worry about. It's just that's just something that doesn't matter to me. I can't explain it. I don't mind. Once I learn how to navigate a UI, that's usually the hardest part, regardless of which UI it is learning to navigate it. Once I learn to navigate it, it's not a thing.
I agree with you, sort of. I think good AI or UI. I think all good UI, like, yeah, you just learn it, it's fine. And I don't think either one of the consoles has bad UI. Now, I don't like the Xbox, but I don't think it's bad.
You're just not used to it. If you were to learn to navigate it, you'd probably be fine.
One would think I'd be used to it by now.
What?
One would think I'd be used to it by now.
No, you don't play it enough to get used to it.
But I don't like it. I don't. To me, it's not the way that my brain works. Is not how that UI works. But it's not bad. So I think as long as it's not bad, what you say is true. Like, it's fine. It doesn't matter. But if you have truly like bad UI, I think it matters.
Yeah, and I personally can't think of a truly bad UI off the top of my head. But
you forgot about the Ouya, which had a not good UI.
Yeah, I didn't think it was horrible once you learned to navigate it.
Oh yeah, I'm not a fan of that thing. But anyways, I think all this looks good. I think Sony needed to get away from the cross-media bar. My system now, sometimes when I go to the cross-media bar, it chugs. Like, there are seconds as I switch buttons sometimes.
Yep.
And it's also just a lot of unnecessary garbage. All your games now kind of pop up in little bitty tabs. It seems so much cleaner now. They they consistently talked about it being optimized for 4K monitors or televisions. So if you care, the UI is going to look pretty, I guess. The one concern I had, and it may just be because I was watching on a phone when I was watching, the icons seem really small to me. On
the
a big
icons
TV,
along
maybe
the bottom?
Just everything they showed seems small.
Everything does look
text,
small because it seems like they want to accent more of the actual like theme of the screen, or I guess if you would call it that.
Yep.
They do seem to want to accent that more. But
and again, maybe on a big TV it's fine, but just watching the video, it looks small.
I could see that I could see that complaint.
They did say that there will still be custom themes you can use, so you can still make your background look the way that you want it to. All of that stuff staying intact, but I'm glad they showed it off, and I was pleasantly surprised that it looked different, but it looked simplified, which I did not expect.
Mm-hmm.
They did go into sharing and all that. I'm not going to go into that here. Sharing seems to be as easy, if not a little easier than before, but it's still obviously optimized to be able to share your images.
Yeah, it's one of the things they simplified.
Yep.
Tell you what's not getting simplified is the party system.
Yeah, I don't love the way the new party system works. Well, let me rephrase that. It's not that I don't love it. I think it's strange because I'm so used to how it worked before.
I don't like it at all.
Yeah, it's definitely different. The most jarring thing is when you log into a party for the first time since this last 8.0 update, which we're going to talk about, you'll be greeted with a message that tells you that, hey, these are recorded.
Yes.
Because the PlayStation 5 records your party chat, and so they have to let you know, or your chat, so they have to let you know, because if you're playing with a PS5, it's being recorded. So it appears that the PS4 is not, and the PS5 will.
Yes.
I don't know if this is just for public chats or game chats, or if it also includes private chats. But basically, you can use the chat for moderation now. You can send it up if something heinous happens, I guess, and it'll be reviewed by a safety team member, I think they call them.
Yeah, and then they'll make a determination based on whatever they heard in the chat.
I'm not going to go into my thoughts on that, but hopefully.
I just don't like the setup. I don't like having to get into groups. See, I played with it after I did the update the other night just to see how it was going to work now. And I accidentally invited 3 people into my fucking chat that I didn't even fucking know. I don't even know what the fuck I just did. I didn't click on any of these people. So
yeah, I saw that. I don't know about. It's pretty, for me, it's been pretty simple so far. It's just different. The process is different than what I've not had any issues so far.
Because apparently, you have to create a group first? Or something?
Yeah, like you just click on. It basically works the same. Like you create that group and you just click on who you want in there. So before you would create the party and click on who you want on there, but you create the group and then you add them to the chat party. It's not really any extra steps. It's just different, and it's different in the way that it sends you the invite. Like the way you receive the invite's different too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think once you have the group, you can just go back to that same one.
Yeah, you can, but and I don't think it's very good for different people who play different games with different people.
You could just set up a new one every time, too.
Yeah, I don't want to set up a new group. I just want to invite this person into my chat.
But it's the same as setting up a party and inviting that person. You just set up the group and invite that person.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. It is different for sure. I think the way I described it to you when you text me is it's strange, and that's how I still feel, is it just feels strange and not familiar. But I don't hate it so far.
I guess to me, I don't feel like the old party system had any sort of outdated issue or anything. It worked perfectly fine. It was simple and easy to use.
Yeah, I think it's because they want you to they want parties to be more than a chat system. They want them to be a text group, a chat system, a place to share videos and pictures, and you can even share like tips, and it'll like redact things that are spoiler alerts and put spoiler alert on there for you. Like they're trying to make it a whole thing.
Maybe could be, yeah, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I think party chat itself was the victim of that in order to move everything over to that news platform. So, it's just, for me, it's strange. And
I haven't found a way. Is there a way to now create just an open group?
I don't think so.
Right. So you physically have to invite people in.
I think so, but as long as it's not private, anybody in the group can invite in.
Yeah, but
just like before. So if you're me and you have nobody on your friends list, you can.
Right.
Other people can still invite people.
But if I'm playing, Horde mode in Ghost of Tsushima and I want to chat up with these guys, I have to create a group. Then that group can never go away. I'm probably never going to see these guys again. I don't want them as my friends. I probably don't want a reminder of who they are. I just wanted to be able to chat with them while we played this one game this one time.
Yeah, you do, I think, have to hit the options button and delete the group after you finish. I think.
Whereas before, there was one thing for the whole thing. Whatever, you could just open a party. I could switch from game to game to game. If I played with this group of people I could go from COD to Ghost of Tsushima to Rocket League to Fall Guys. And just have my party, and whatever game I was in, those people could join in and drop out as they went.
I don't think it's less complicated, but I think it's because they're making the way that, like I said, it's more like a private server that you're chatting. Because
they want it to work differently. They want it to do more, to offer more.
Yeah, so I do think it is more complicated than before. Let's jump on. We're running a little long already. Sackboy, a big adventure pre-order guide. So I basically have this on here because I want to tell people how Sony got me. I have this entire time said, I'm not going to buy anything I want to play on PS5, on PS4. I'll just wait until I get a PS5 and I'll have several games I can play.
Mm-hmm.
Then Sony puts out this damn special edition for Sackboy, which, I mean, my heart makes me obligated to purchase this. But the special edition, as of right now, only available for PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, this is stupid. They're going to force me to buy the PS4 version. But then I read, and it automatically comes with a free upgrade to the PS5 version.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm like, yes, I still have to buy this, but I was going to have to buy it anyway. So I can buy it, let the game sit, still play it on my PS5. I'll just have a PS5 game ready to go now.
Right.
So I was more upset at first.
Until you dug more into it.
Until I realized it's a free upgrade to PS5. It comes with all the stuff. There's a digital deluxe version that comes with all the same stuff, except for this comes with a plush Sackboy, which is really what I'm spending the $100 on. Is 60 of it's for the game, and then I'm basically paying $40 for a plush Sackboy.
Yes.
Which is egregious, but that's what people do when they like a thing.
They do. That's true.
They're morons, and I'm a moron. So I did pre-order this, the PS4 version, and I'll play it on my PS5, I think. That's where I plan to play it, but I'm very excited about it. But it does come with a digital art book, a digital soundtrack, 4 Sackboy costumes, a little Ghost of Tsushima action there. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
4 emotes, 20 avatars, and then it comes with a plush Sackboy, who is in like a tiger
costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need this.
Cool. No one does.
I don't want this. You want this. I don't want this.
I want it, yeah.
I'm not a Sackboy aficionado like you are.
I'll tell you what I think Sony's done really right with this game is they took the complicated out of Little Big Planet.
Mm-hmm.
And for a long time now, I think they've tried to make Sackboy their Mario.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is going to be the closest they've ever come.
Yeah.
This is like a 3D Mario world. I mean, this is just a 3D platformer. There's no building elements at all.
Yeah, it very much has the PS4 knack vibe. It's just a fun little game, a little whimsical game to come out at launch.
What it allows for people to do is say, hey, I think I'm going to get little Ronnie a PS5 in that Sackboy game. That way they can scoop up their Call of Duty.
Yep.
And I think that the miss is that with a platform, if they don't have a family-friendly game at launch, and so I think this is obviously their answer to that, but I just think it's a smart one, too. It's just a platformer, and I mean that in a good way.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, yes.
I think it's going to sell well, And I think it's probably going to help reestablish Sackboy. Sackboy's future is probably away from Little Big Planet and more of these Sackboy Big Adventures. I expect DLC to come out. They have like a digital comic, I think, that it comes with, where there's like some weird like little like Sackboy lore now.
Yeah.
So, it's sneaky what you're doing there, but it worked. Assholes.
You'll be fine.
Now I have a camera in a game that I can't play.
Yep.
I could play the game, I guess. This next story I thought was pretty cool. It made me think of Gerald. It also made me think of you and I. So it was a good 3-parter. Mm-hmm. But Marvel and Lego have teamed up for a Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales sweepstakes. And anyone who beats Marvel's Spider-Man on PS4 has a chance to enter and win the limited edition Lego Miles Morales minifigure. It's going to run from November 5th until October 29th. It's open to residents in the 50 United States age 13 and older. All you need to do is beat the game on PS4 and earn the end-game trophy, which is done by completing Act 3. Once you do that, you can head over to the PlayStation website. Within the Miles Morales game section, you click on Opt-in, you sign into your account, and boom, if you have that trophy, you're entered. And I think this is cool.
Yeah. Did you do it yet?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I for sure did this.
I have not. I need to.
Only because, to me, so I love minifigures. That's my favorite part of Lego.
Uh-huh.
And this is like really silly. Like, it's a silly way to have to do it. Like the fact that you have to beat it and you have to go there and you have to hit a button and you made me sign in like 20 times before it ever actually worked.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm not going to win, but it's just like, it's a neat little sweepstakes that didn't require I do anything other than click on that page.
Speaking of sweepstakes, real quick, I just want to point this out to people. This isn't actually on the news, but Burger King has teamed up with Sony. You spend $5 or more at Burger King, hold on to your receipt, go to the app, you can win a scratch off for a free PlayStation 5.
For a chance to win one, yeah.
Or a chance to win one, yeah.
Taco Bell's doing the same thing for Xbox
yes.
With their boxes, I believe. Mm-hmm. Which is weird because PlayStation did Taco Bell last time. And also Burger King kind of sucks, so there's that.
I like Burger King, so shut the fuck up.
I hate Burger King.
I don't care.
I used to hate Burger King. I don't hate Burger King as much now. Wendy's is still my preferred fast food burger, though. And so, because Five Guys doesn't count, so everybody can eat my ass about
it's
Five Guys.
It's not a fast food restaurant.
Five Guys is great. It's not fast.
You're correct. No, my favorite burger is Burger King.
See, I think there's something about Wendy's meat to me that feels better. The mouthfeel of their meat. It's not their flavor. I dig the fake smoke flavor in Burger King's burgers. It's the mouthfeel that I think Wendy's gets the closest to like a homemade burger.
No, I can see that, but if I'm going to fast food, I don't want a homemade burger. I'll just go make a homemade burger.
Now, Gerald, did you enter the sweepstakes? Yeah,
yes.
I knew it. I knew as soon as I sent this out, he would be like on it. Did you do it before I sent it out? You think you're going to win? He said no.
He actually did it before.
Yeah.
He's just going to buy it when it comes out.
I feel like it's going to be expensive.
It probably will be.
Yeah, but not the... Yeah, I'm talking about the one in the package. You don't care to have the one in the package. Yeah. Yeah, he said it'll probably sell for $300 or $400.
And he's not wrong.
So the next story I had was the Ghost of Tsushima co-op update being live, but you pretty much covered that.
I pretty much covered that. The only thing you need to do is you do have to manually go into the store and download that. Download the Legends DLC. You know, there's two ways to access it. You can access it right from the main menu, or there's a character named Gushin, I believe it is. Yeah, I believe his name is Gushin, that you'll stumble across as you're playing the first player game. You can also enter Legends that way. Other than that, I think I covered pretty much all the rest of it. Just go buy it. Or get it for free.
We mostly covered this next one too, but PS4's 8.0 update is here, and it actually adds more security, which based on the story I told up top is important. Because even though they are like a vault, they're even more secure now. their two-step verification has been around for quite a while, but now they have launched a new way. So you deactivate your current two-step verification, and then you can reactivate it with a new app-based method. You'll be supplied with a QR code that can be scanned with numerous authenticator apps, such as Google Authenticator and Authy, or whatever, Authy, among many other options. Or enter the authentication code. No, Authy. I'm off that. I'm done with Authy. To register your account, ensure you take note of your backup codes again and store them in a secure location. This security improvement will transition over to PS5 when it launches on November 12th. So you'll be able to log in with the same username and password if you update it to the new two-step.
Mm-hmm.
So you should probably do that. I'm probably going to do that as soon as we finish this, because I'm terrified. The next story I think is important, but I think there's no really info here. But last month we talked about Microsoft acquiring ZeniMax Media, which comes with everything Bethesda and some other stuff. But basically, during an interview, Phil Spencer said that the price of the deal is not going to force their decisions, which is something I've said repeatedly, that for $7.5 billion they have to put it on PS5 or wherever they're going to put it, because that's a lot of money. But we have to remember Microsoft is not Sony, and they have money, and they paid for the ZeniMax in cash.
Right.
And so what he's basically saying is the price for $7.5 billion is not going to force them to put everything on PlayStation 5. Yeah. That does not mean that they won't be on PlayStation consoles. He didn't indicate that at all.
Nope. He just said that
they're not forced.
There is no requirement for them to do that.
Yep.
And he didn't directly come out and say it, but he did say, he kind of said, we don't necessarily feel obligated to have to release them on PS5 as well, on Sony products as well. We don't have which is important. That they don't feel obligated.
Well, I think the narrative had been the one that I've been pitching this whole time, is that for that money they have to.
Yeah.
I think he was just clearing the air, like that we don't have to do anything.
Right, because it's ours.
And I'm sure, look, when you're a part of Microsoft and you want to acquire something at $7.5 billion, I'm sure they've worked it out in the back end.
Yeah, yeah. That's not just that's not what you call a impulse purchase.
Yeah, so once they've decided to buy that, I'm sure that the plan was already in place for how this would move forward.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you the plan was not to rely on Sony.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that wasn't the plan. So when he says that they don't have to, I would say take that for exactly what it is. They don't have to. Mm-hmm. I don't think that means they won't. I also don't think that means every new title that comes out of those studios will be on PlayStation 5. I think that would be ridiculous also.
One thing I do think you should expect, this is just me, talking future talk. I would expect it, much like third-party exclusivity deals. I would expect you will see Bethesda's games appear on Microsoft first, and somewhere down the line appear on PS5, possibly. Same thing with DLC.
I can tell you from where I sit right now that I feel very confident that Starfield and Elder Scrolls will be coming to PlayStation 5 at some point. But maybe I don't know. But I feel comfortable to say that.
I would say that. I don't think they'll release day and date as Microsoft.
Don't think they need to. If I'm Microsoft, I think you can tell Sony you'll wait for it or you won't.
I think so.
And I think if you're Sony, that's part of what happens when you don't buy a studio and somebody
somebody else does.
Somebody else does. Yeah. Sony could not have bought Bethesda if they wanted to.
No,
they don't have enough money.
No, they don't.
So, or let me rephrase that. So where we just said Microsoft doesn't need to make that money back up, Sony would 1,000% need to make that money back up. Need to
make that money back up. Yes.
So they could buy them, but it would definitely put them in a pickle.
Yes.
This next story I think is pretty neat. They have finally put physical rewards up on the My Nintendo. So if you've been saving your platinum points, they finally put up physical rewards. You can get a Super Mario 3D All-Stars poster set, which is 3 posters for 800 points. A Super Mario zipper case, which is 800 points. A Super Mario and the Origami King origami set for 400 points. Paper Mario and the Origami King postcard set for 300 points. And Mario Kart Live Home Circuit Racer ID holder and lanyard for 800 points. And let me tell you, I'm done with that story. I think physical rewards are always better than digital rewards.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I am slowly losing my mind with the Mario Kart Live circuit.
You feel like you need to go get it?
The longer the time goes by, the closer I'm getting to making that poor decision.
Yep. Well, good. I'm nowhere near making that poor decision. So
I don't have a house that is equipped to be able to set up a track the way that they show it off in all the preview builds. Mm-hmm. Like you need a pretty substantial house, I think.
Yeah.
And my dog also, big fan of RC cars. He scoops them up. We have like a little one we play with him with, and he just goes and rips that thing up and throws it across the yard.
So you can go out there and buy, how much is it?
$100.
Yeah, you can buy a $100 dog treat.
Well, you'd have to like only play when he was outside, and again, my house isn't really set up for it because I have stuff everywhere. But I'm into the way that it works so much better than I thought it would. It's reviewing well. And it's neat. Like as you look down at the Switch, you're seeing Mario's perspective, but that Mario on the screen is animated. It's like you're controlling a little Mario in your living room.
Well, basically the consensus I've heard is that it's super fun and really a stupid idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that checks out. Also, the internet will appreciate this, but you can still buy this, but the Luigi is sold out everywhere.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Which you can appreciate. They probably made less of them, and also people bought them because they're like, no one's going to buy the Luigi. Which led to just a bunch of people buying Luigi.
When it comes to karting, everybody's buying Luigi because of that meme.
If they had a
GIF, whatever.
See, so the Mario has a camera above him, and this is what you're seeing when you're playing, but in real life, this is what's happening. It's cruising through your living room.
Uh-huh.
It's big, too. I think that's like the size of your hand.
Oh, yeah, that's not tiny.
Mm-mm. And there's those weird little, like, paper labo gates that you set up. Apparently, like, when you get shot and stuff, like, it slows down in real time. And there's also the different engine classes, and as you, like, go up to 200cc, even the little car in your house drives fast. Which I think is neat. It's real dumb, but I'm into it. And I keep getting more and more into it. I watched a bunch of videos yesterday.
Just go buy one.
I ordered that Sackboy thing I didn't need.
Oh, that's true.
For the same price.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's out there. This last story, I think I'm going to skip it.
Okay.
It's a little political, and we stay away from that.
Okay.
I think we try to. I just thought it was dumb and neat.
It's both. Right, exactly. Yeah. That's the point.
And I don't know if people know or not, we specialize in dumb and neat.
Yeah.
Around here, but I don't need the drama of anybody feeling like...
Yeah, if you're interested in it, Joe Biden has an Animal Crossing island. We talked about it before. That just talks... He added some new stuff to it. If you're interested, go check it out.
Yeah, and Greg Miller did like a guided tour. I'd say if you don't want to go through the trouble of trying to figure out Animal Crossing, you could just watch his video.
You could do that too.
But yeah, I love dumb. And I didn't put it on here because it's political. I put it on here because it's dumb, and I like that.
It is dumb. Honestly, as far as politics goes, it's dumb, but it's kind of genius in a certain sense.
I think it's very smart, which is why that's the good part of the dumb that comes in where I think like...
so it's genius. So I was leaning on the side of caution when I said I think it's genius in a certain sense. I think it's genius that he did that. That they did that.
Yeah, you have to connect to as many people as you can, and I think Animal Crossing in 2020 for whatever reason is a way that you can do that.
Yes. Without a doubt.
Also, the idea that Joe Biden has ever played Animal Crossing makes me laugh because I know that he hasn't.
No, he's got it's some aid somewhere.
But let me tell you the bright side of this story. Someone got paid to build a Joe Biden Animal Crossing.
Right.
Which means they had to play long enough to get 3 stars to even be able to do it.
Yep, which means...
Because they had to terraform.
this might be the most dumb and most genius thing.
Could be a job. I could get a job. There could be a job out there where companies just pay me to build an Animal Crossing world. And that makes my heart happy.
Well, and the thing is, you got to remember, in order to do certain things, they had to play enough to like purchase the stuff.
It's so good. It's so good. Somebody's probably like, man, I'm cranking out 40, 50 hours a week. What are you doing? I've got to unlock all this stuff in Animal Crossing so I can build this island.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, I'm going to leave that just all the way alone.
Cool. Let's not chat anymore.
Yeah. I went to real work today.
Yeah, I went to real work and you built an Animal Crossing island. Yeah. Man, all I did was search for ants all day.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I just went around shaking trees. What?
Check that out. I will say, for those, just so that we're being fully fair, it does not appear that Donald Trump has an Animal Crossing island as of right now.
Or else we would inform you of that as well.
Yeah, I fully plan to. If he gets one, let you know, because I also can't see him playing Animal Crossing.
No.
And that means 2 people then got paid to build Animal Crossing islands.
Yeah.
So just know, we'll tell somebody if it happens.
That's it for
the news.
Yeah, that's it.
Gerald, are you still playing Animal Crossing? Sure. Just look at that. He's still playing hard. I love it. I still haven't set up my Switch. I've been so busy I haven't even set up my Animal Crossing Switch. That's how busy I've been.
Yeah, I need to actually get my Switch back out and play some stuff on it. But
I bet, real life.
I keep saying that and then I don't. Then I instead play G.I. Joe.
Game of the year, G.I. Joe.
I shouldn't shit on it because I don't really know that it's that bad. I haven't played it long enough. But
yeah, I hope it's better than you made it out to be.
I would like a friend to play it with. I would like someone to play it with.
Slide up in his DMs at Shirtless Dan.
Yes.
On the Twitchers. And that's all we have. Danny Trejo has an island?
He's had an island.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that. I didn't mess with it. Also, we covered that story, but I think the Detroit Lions, they like showed off their like they did their pre-stuff where you could download their uniforms and everything.
Yes.
I just love that people like Danny Trejo shouldn't be playing or playing. That makes my heart happy. Not that he shouldn't be playing, but you don't think of when you think of Animal Crossing.
He's really playing.
Yeah. Yeah, there's someone else I saw just the other day where they were talking about another like celebrity that more like someone I thought might be playing it or could be playing it than Danny Trejo.
Apparently, Allison Brie.
No, I don't remember who it was.
The girl who played Captain Marvel. She's big into Animal Crossing and Nintendo.
It's a great game, so I get it. Shout out to everybody still playing Animal Crossing. I got to get back in there the right way, but I got to get that new Switch set up because my Joy-Con, when I say it does not work, that's an understatement.
By the way, Brie Larson, that's who I was looking for.
Yeah. Before you get corrections.
Yes.
Thank you to Zach. Thank you to Thomas for always being there for us and being awesome. Patrons over at the patreon.com/GameStitch. Again, you can follow us on social medias at Twitter at @game_stitch. I'm at Podcast Ryan. Dan is at Shirtless Dan, and Gerald is at Hoffman Show. Dan's been tweeting a little bit. I saw him pop up.
A little bit here and there. Yeah.
I saw a couple things pop up.
A little bit.
They could have been old. I just hadn't been on in so long.
They might have been old.
They popped up.
I go in spurts, so to speak.
Also, check out twitch.tv/GameStitch, twitch.tv/ShirtlessDan75, and youtube.com/GameStitch, because I did stream a little bit to YouTube just to try that out. Not because I plan on streaming there permanently, but make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell over there in case I go over there.
Would you stream over there?
So here's the thing. We're really close to affiliate status, and if you're listening, we need 5 more follows. But then you have to have 3. You have to have 3 consecutive viewers, which I don't always have, or 3 concurrent viewers at a time, an average. It's a 30-day rolling average, which Matt told me. But the problem is I've streamed for like 50 hours in 30 days.
Right.
And so that number's out of whack because I'm at like a 1.8 and I can't fix it. So I've slowed down on my streaming because I don't want to inflate the hours that I've played with a low viewer count.
Right, I understand that.
So I'm just trying to get everything back in whack. So to still stream, I stream to YouTube a couple times just to keep it going.
Okay, fair enough.
So to build a community, I am doing the opposite.
Right.
You're welcome, everybody. But thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being a friend. I don't know if you can say that. Thank you for being a friend. Is that two golden girls?
It's also Toy Story, isn't it?
I got a friend in you.
Okay, that's the one I'm thinking of.
I almost started to sing, which would not have been allowed.
You got a friend in me, isn't it?
I got to scale it back to talking in rhythm. Yeah, you got a friend in me with the Randy Newman.
Yes, Randy Newman.
The fantastic Randy Newman. I like Toy Story.
I know you do. It's good.
It is good. Did you watch the newest one? Kind of sad.
I didn't. Was that Soul? What's the newest one?
No, the newest Toy Story.
Oh, no.
4.
Sorry, I thought you meant the newest. Is it Pixar film?
Yeah, I watched that Upward too. I think that's a Pixar.
Is that Onward?
Onward or Upward? Something. One of those.
Well,
Onward.
There's an Up.
No, it's the new one.
Onward.
I watched that too. Check out that, I guess, if you have Disney Plus. I don't know why we're talking about that. We're not in any way affiliated with them. Check out friend of the show, Epic Dirt Dauber. Check out twitch.tv/Epic Dirt Dauber. He streams too. Also check out friend of the show, twitch.tv/Go Greyhound for friend of the show, Matt. Check them out. Give them some love. Also, find 8 of your friends and have them follow at Gamestitch, because we're close. At this point, I'm not going to tell you to make up accounts, but you can make up accounts as long as I'm not doing it. We need 8 more. Just 8 more. We're close.
Just 8.
All right, that's going to do it for us. That's going to do it for 405. And we'll be back next week, same time, same place. Good night.
Good night.